Good morning, traders, and happy Friday. My name is Jake here.
And I'm Joel Alcana, and welcome to Friday's edition of Pre-Market Info.
Well, looks like we got a little bit of strength in the market right now. Maybe that rally is going to continue. Joel, what are you thinking about the futures this morning? Some of the macro that we're seeing. It's a little bit down, but we did have a strong rally yesterday. Perhaps do you think we're going to get another day in the green today?
I totally was blindsided by that rally yesterday. Kind of just opened up way above the overnight lows and rallied hard. The only thing that really of significance in the S&Ps on the upside, you have a couple highs right around the 1635 level. 1633.50 from yesterday, 34 and a quarter so far in the Globex session, then 36.50 on Monday, and that coincides with the 50% retracement of the bounce off 1591. So I'm identifying the 1635 as major resistance, and if we can get through there, we can move up into the 1640s. But 7 points away from that right now. I don't see us getting through there right off the hop.
For sure. I want to give a heads up to everyone who's listening live. We are going to have some data coming in at 8:30, so just be on the watch for that. With the futures trading down a little bit this morning, we are getting a small pop in gold, heading up above that 1375 level. Joel, what are you thinking for gold today? Think we're going to continue in the green there or head back and do a little retracement?
Well, you range traders might have done all right in gold yesterday. The high missed Wednesday's high by 40 cents and missed the low by 80 cents. So getting some consolidation here using those two levels as major parameters today, 1394 and 1372. And as it looks right now, it's sure looking for another day of consolidation, perhaps another inside day in gold.
Well, crude blasted through 96 yesterday, is up above 97 bucks today, almost a 0.5% gain in the pre-market here. Another commodity is seemingly on the run here. Joel, it looks like we got some levels to take a look at there as well.
Yeah, we sure do. So far, the high, that 97.30 high, that's the high in the session so far, coincides with quite a few highs that we had in May at 97.22 on the 21st, 97.35 on the 20th, and then back on May 6th, 97.38 was the high. So approaching some major resistance here, trading up 46 cents here. Let's keep an eye on that as potential resistance. If you can't hold this 97 level, which we're firmly holding right now, really have some room down to the current low of the day at 96.42.
We also had some earnings after the close, even though it was a pretty thin day as far as earnings reports went. We did have Casey's General Store, that's Charlie Alpha Sandy Yankee, reporting an EPS of 60 cents versus 62-cent estimates. Revenues coming in at 1.81 billion versus the 1.83 billion estimates, so missing a little bit there. So not too strong of a report. Joel, what do you see on the technicals there?
Well, I guess if you're going to Casey's General Store for earnings, you're kind of digging the bottom of the barrel here. But they didn't like it on the initial spike. It took it down under 59.50 to 59.31. Just hanging out at the $62 level. Just looking at the daily charts. You do have it opening in the support here. Last 2 days low, 61.49, 61.75. We can't hold that. We'll be going back down to the $61 level. You had a low at 60.86 on June 6th.
Yeah, we did. They actually raised their dividend a little bit too, so I guess that didn't really help. They their previous dividend was 16.5 cents. It's up to 18 cents, but that was not enough to help them out. We are looks like we're just a little bit around the General Store's price target from Goldman Sachs, so definitely take a look at that one. We also had Restoration Hardware, that's Romeo Hotel, report after the close yesterday. That was pretty much the most significant earnings report there. Earnings came in at 6 cents on the bottom line, beating the 4-cent estimates pretty strongly. Revenues coming in at $301.3 million versus expected $299.13 million, so a slight beat there. Guidance looking good as well. EPS range from $1.41 to $1.47 versus the $1.40 estimates. This is for the fiscal year 2013. The prior estimates were $1.29 to $1.37. and revenues were also raised for the guidance for fiscal year 2013, 1.47 billion to 1.51 billion. Analysts were looking for 1.48 billion.
Wow, for a 2-cent beat, this thing's really got the hops here. Hit 66.46 in the pre-market. Since you've hit that level, you come back and believe it or not, you're finding support at 65. So if you're holding on to this thing from the long side and plan on buying it off the open here, keep an eye on 65 because if we cannot hold that $65 level, there's really nothing in the book. You go down to yesterday's high, which was 60, and I believe that was a multi-week high, multi-month high. So big gap and go here in Restoration Hardware, and could continue if it holds the $65 level.
Yeah, it really shows you what the what guidance can do. There's some strong Q2 guidance out of the company, and also a large buyback, 100 million shares, I believe. So definitely keep an eye on Restoration Hardware there. Beyond that, for the news this morning, we really have been having ratings really run the show. All the big banks coming out and weighing in on a lot of the big names out there. We'll get started with Deutsche Bank. Came in on Groupon this morning, upgrading the company from a hold to a buy rating and sending that price target from $6 to $10. Deutsche Bank really getting bullish on Groupon here. Joel, what are you seeing on the technicals there?
Yeah, I mean, that's a very substantial raise in the price target in the issue. First look at the pre-market. Did get a ridiculous spike up here to 763. We have since pulled back then, kind of consolidating here around 740. But the daily looks good here on this one. You had a triple top from really at 626 to 629. 726 to 728. You had 3 consecutive highs there. We're busting above that in the pre-market. It's only a dime away from there, so maybe if you get a little bit of selling pressure off the open, it can come back into that gap area. 715 was yesterday's high. If in fact it can clear that 730 level during the regular session, really not much resistance in here until you get to the recent high of the move at 775. But boy, that'd be a big move for Groupon in one day. But Deutsche Bank is bullish Groupon.
They sure are. We also had a downgrade from Jefferies on Southern Company from a buy to a hold rating. They lowered their price target a little bit from 53.50 to 44.65. So hitting Southern Company a little bit this morning. That's Sandy Oscar is the ticker there.
Kind of an interesting call here. This thing has come off hard off 48.50. Similar with the theme of high dividend paying stocks getting rocked here. Now it's come down. Just looking at this thing, you have the last 4 highs in the trading session between 44.59 and 44.62. Quadruple top there. Trading down in the pre-market. I think you get a bump back up to that area. That's going to act as a major resistance. And then coming back on the downside, you have matching lows at 43.78 and 43.80. So 2 good levels to look at in Southern Company.
We also had Stiefel downgrading Wells Fargo this morning from buy to a neutral, giving it a $42 price target. That's Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Looks like a bank rating a bank here. Always fun little anomaly there.
Yeah, down 25 cents in the pre-market, just hanging out at 40.69. I mean, this stock has just been on a real steady climb here. Snuck over the $41 level a few days ago, now finding good resistance at 40.95 and 40.99. So that $41 level is shaping up to be your initial resistance. Coming back on the downside, minor support at yesterday's low and Wednesday's low, 40.20 to 40.12, but that's tough to say, to 40.20. Major support there. It's a downgrade, but I don't think for anything for you Wells Fargo shareholders to worry about.
I gotta say the one last rating here we do have Solar City coming from Credit Suisse, and I gotta give it to Credit Suisse here. They really went big on this one. Usually we kind of rag on analysts for initiating it at neutrals, but here Credit Suisse coming out from raising it from a neutral to an outperform rating, and the big news is raising the price target from 28 to $52.
Wow, that is a substantial raise. You are correct. We did get a pop up to 37.48 in the pre-market. Since hitting that level, have found good support at the 36.50 level. I mean, one day that's a big jump. Taking a look at if this continues in super rally mode, you had several highs right under the $40 level, 39.59 and 39.81. That'd be a big move for this stock. It's another $3 away from here. Keep an eye. Yesterday's range was kind of tight, 35.85. So if you're looking playing short off the open, whatever, if you sneak back to the $36 level, buck away from here. You should find good support in Solar City.
PPI for the month of May comes in up 0.5%. Economists were looking for a gain of just 0.1%. Core PPI month over month comes in at up 0.1%. That's right in line. PPI year over year was up 1.7%. Excuse me. Economists were looking for a 1.4% gain. And PPI core year over year was also up 1.7%.
Well, they like that in the gold market here. Maybe a hint of a little bit of inflation. We're popping here in the gold, currently at 1384.80. High of the day's been 1387.20. Let's see if we can get up and test that. And if the rally continues in gold, double top at 1394 even to 1394.40. Really muted action in the SPOOs though.
Well, on some of the other movers, Apple looks like we've got, or Joel looks like we've got Apple moving towards the 430 level here. It's at 435 roughly right now, but kind of heading downwards. WWDC not giving the tech company a whole lot of help this week. Joel, what do you think happens if we hit that 430?
We did yesterday, cleared out some of the stops at 430, went down to 428.75, and then turned around and rallied. So you still got to respect that whole $430 level as major support. Who knows, the company might be identifying that as a level of buyback some stock. I keep thinking that in the back of my mind. Coming back on the upside here. You've had three lower highs in the market as well as three lower lows. So maybe that trend will break today if we can get above minor resistance points at 437.14 and 441 and a quarter.
Now, on the other end of tech things, we do have Google moving a tiny bit this morning, still below that $900 level, but moving up towards 880. Jill, you think we're going to see anything on Google today, or just a little bit more oscillation?
A couple good levels to look at here on the downside. Yesterday's low, 865.50, coincided nicely with the low on June 7th at 865.32. So if we get any kind of a weak market here or sell-off in the Googs there, look for that to be major support. Coming back on the upside, we are trading up only 41 cents. We will have to contend first with yesterday's high at 879.66. Let's call it that 880 level. And then the double top at 886, 887. Looks like a little bit of consolidation, though, here in the Goopster.
Now, we did have a little bit of a rally from GE starting around 2 p.m. yesterday right into the close there. Broke below its, it kind of dropped at the open and blasted above that line, so a little bit of a rally there. Do you think we're going to continue that, or looks like it trended down a little bit into the close for that last couple of minutes?
Just that we've been talking about this level for a long time. It just seems like someone wants out between 23.80, 23.75 to 23.95. You get multiple highs in this area, protecting that $24 level. Probably some huge institutional selling go here. So if it can't break above 24 here in the next few days, I'd look at the comeback and perhaps trade in the lower 23s.
Alrighty, well, it looks like we do have maybe a triple top forming here in Procter and Gamble. What do you see in there, Joel? That could be a big technical formation there.
Yeah, boy, that thing, it sneaked through the support that it had yesterday in the 77.30 to 40 range, got a little bit below that, turned around on the dime and rallied hard. Just keep an eye, three consecutive highs between 78.69 and 78.89. I know that's a 20-cent range, but boy, that's a big level. I'm not sure why someone knocked it down here in the pre-market. For on 7,000 shares. Last night I see a print at 77.60, so not sure how valid it is, but you sneak down into the lower 77s again and you got major support.
Well, looks like that covers it for this morning's show. Joel, do you have anything else you want to cover before we start taking some questions?
It's just kind of just a sleepy Friday here. Not a big range overnight. 8-point range, kind of trading right in the middle of it. But to me, it's going to be interesting to see if we can get this rally above that 1635 level and can continue the jolly move north. I think on the downside is we've just been a vacuum basically between 16 the 1600 level where we snuck under yesterday and up to 1630. So unfortunately, I don't have any excellent support levels to lean on until you get into yesterday's low. That's a show for today, folks. Thanks for listening. We'll be back with you on Monday.